Are dreams just random images fired from an unconscious brain during sleep? Or something much more important, like life-saving inner guidance? How dreams can be healing and early warning tools for disease, financial crisis, or success. And love is still one of the behavioral science's greatest unanswered questions. Hello, I'm your host, author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Welcome to Dreaming Healing, where dreams and cutting-edge scientific research meet on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Dreaming Healing is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when you can call in and ask Kat questions about your amazing dreams. Talk on air. Call toll-free, 833-220-1200. That's 833-220-1200. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 radio network. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. I am the Queen of Dreams, and I am actually going to answer your questions on this show tonight. The name of this show is Kat Answers All Your Questions, and this is show number 3 under that. I've gotten so many questions from you, and I've done 2 other shows to try and answer them all, but I think they're so important, and it's so important for me to address your questions and your concerns with dreams that I've dedicated the whole show just to you. Instead of having another guest on, you're my guest. All of you out there watching my shows. And I want to thank you so much for watching my shows. If you want to see the first 2, Kat Answers All Your Questions, number 1 and number 2, you can find them in the archives. If you missed the first 2, and the archives are on my website for Dreamvision 7 Radio Network. And I'm going to tell you how to get there. If you're just listening to our show tonight, and you'd like to see it live, because this is a live video podcast, you can go to my website, Kat, K-A-T, The Queen of Dreams. Just Google that, Kat, The Queen of Dreams. Click on it. It will take you to my website, which is also KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. But it's easier to just Google Kat, The Queen of Dreams. When you get to my website, you will see a line of black buttons across the top. I believe it's the second one from the left. It says radio show. Click on that black button, and that black button will take you to a second website, which is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. It'll take you to that website. That's my website on Dreamvision 7 Network. Scroll down and you will see the poster for this show, and you will see my bio, and you'll see my picture on the poster, and to the right of that poster you'll see a little square TV set. It'll say YouTube. Click on that and it will take you to this show live, so you're not just listening to us, you're actually watching us. And at the top of that page, you'll see archives. You'll see the archived shows. Just click that. Just click the archives, and it will take you to all the shows I've done. And just look for the one that says Kat Answers All Your Questions 1 and 2. And when this one replays all over the place, it'll be 3. So there will be 3 of them together that have already played, unless you're listening to me live tonight. Okay? So before we get started, I want to thank you all for being on my show. I really appreciate all of your purchasing of my books, actually causing them to sell out on Amazon. You know, that's a problem you definitely want to have. And for making Dreaming Healing such a big success. If I was just out here talking to myself, it wouldn't be so successful. You've made it successful, not me. You've done it. So I just really want to thank you for that. So before we get started on our show tonight, Let's do our protection meditation because we're going into some very deep things on in some of these dreams. And I want you to feel you are in a protected space, and you are in a protected space. Okay. So for those of you who are new to my show and have never done the meditations with us before, just listen to my voice, follow my directions. Everything will be great. I want you to sit deep in your chair. Close your eyes. If you are listening to us on your car radio, do not close your eyes. This will still work. Everybody else, close your eyes and feel yourself getting very relaxed. Maybe you want to move your shoulders around a little bit and then feel them drop. Feel yourself sitting deeper into the chair. Now take a deep breath in. Hold it. Imagine any negativity that you heard this week getting caught in that breath of life. Blow it out into the purple flame of Saint Germain, where it's converted into positive golden energy and returned to the universe so that we are not littering. See it go up through the clouds, past the stars, past the planets, all the way up to those pearly gates, and just set those gates on fire. Yeah, just blazing with light. See it make a U-turn and come back down at the speed of thought, the fastest speed there is, into your seventh chakra, your divine violet chakra of higher thinking and spirituality, and filling your whole body with that healing, protective, golden light, filling your body from your nose to your toes. Feel it tingle. Feel its warmth. Now take another deep breath in. All the way in, hold it. Anything negative that you may have said or done this week, poof, right into that breath of life. Now blow it out into the purple flame of Saint Germain. It's gone. See it converted into that golden light and going up through the clouds and the stars, past all the planets, up to the pearly gates, bouncing off those gates and just making them glow. Making a U-turn and coming down at the speed of thought into your seventh chakra and filling your body with a second dose of golden, healing, protective light. One more time. Deep breath in. Fill your lungs. Any negativity you have been carrying around with you since you were a child, caught in that breath of life. Blow it out. Empty your lungs out. Blow it all the way out into that purple flame of Saint Germain. See it converted into golden light and sent up through the clouds, stars, and planets. See it raising up into the pearly gates. See it make a U-turn and at the speed of thought, enter your seventh chakra. Fill your whole body with golden light. Feel it warming your tissues. Feel it tingling through your whole body, from your nose to your toes. Now imagine holding a power gift in your hand. A power gift is anything that is empowered by love. It can be your favorite piece of jewelry, your favorite flower, your favorite stone, your favorite memory. Anything that has the power of love is your power gift. Hold it in your hand and imagine swinging it all around your body. You're creating a mirrored bubble of empowerment around you. Only that which is of the highest and best and brought by your spirit guides and guardian angels may enter that bubble. Everything else is reflected back from whence it came. We wish it so, and therefore it is. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Feel yourself settling back into your chair, rejoining us. And in the meantime, just listen to my voice. So the first question I have here is from an email. And the person asks, when you're dying of an illness, how do you know when the end is coming? How do you know when it's near and that you're going to die? Do you have a different type of dream? Do you even have dreams? My sister just died of cancer in hospice. And she went to sleep a lot, but she told me she had very strange dreams. It's a very interesting question. Now, when I had my breast cancer and I was under treatment all 3 times, I was never in hospice. However, my mom and my dad both went into hospice, and I can tell you what they told me and what I experienced while I was going through treatment and was very close to death's door. My dad had a recurrent dream. He had actually 2 recurrent dreams. One was of a red room, and he said he didn't want to enter that room, and he would walk out of the dream every time he opened the door, and it was the red room. That told me he wasn't ready to go. He was in a lot of pain. He had bone cancer from being sprayed with Agent Orange in Vietnam. But he still just wasn't ready to go. We love life. We hang on to it as long as we can. And the reason I know that that red room meant that to him is red is a universal color for danger. No, don't touch. Don't go there. We have red stop signs. We have red lights. When we cut ourselves and we're sore, we have a red patch. Our blood is red. Red is a powerful, powerful color in a dream. Most creatures in the waking world, whether you are on, sorry about that, we are in a live show and somebody's trying to send me another question. Well, I'll have to save it for the next show. But red in anywhere in our waking world, whether we're scuba diving, whether we're riding a horse, whether we are in anything in life, red is a danger signal. It means don't touch me, especially underwater. I'm a scuba diver. I see something red. You don't touch it. No, 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 no. You can look at it. You can say, oh, that's beautiful, but you don't touch it. You don't eat it. Most red berries that you see in a pile on the ground, you don't eat them. How do you know? Because the birds haven't eaten them and the birds know red, you don't eat it. So that red room told me it wasn't a room he was supposed to enter. But he also at the same time had recurrent dreams of all of his brothers showing up. Quite often when we're ready to leave, when we're ready to go, we start seeing our deceased family members show up. And they come to check on us. They've got permission to do that, to see if we're close to ready. Not at any time do we die alone. So if you are the person writing this question in, and I don't use anybody's names, I want to keep that private. Your sister did not die alone. She knew it was her time to go, when one of her deceased relatives said, "Hey, come on. We've been waiting for you. We've been holding the party, waiting for you. It's time for a big family dinner." And she went. It was finally time to go. So, when my mom was dying, I write about it in this book right here, Surviving Cancerland. I write about how she kept seeing a man show up in her room. He was in the corner. I was in there with her when she told me he was standing right there in the corner. I couldn't see him, but she saw him all the time. And I think he was a spirit guide. And he was waiting for her to actually be ready to go. I left her one night, the night she actually died, and I went home and I was watching Predator. And I write all about it in Surviving Cancerland. I was watching Predator on TV with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it was a part where he's just like blasting all the trees down with a Gatling gun because the Predator was like up in the trees or whatever. And suddenly these big, huge, adult size shadows came in through my sliding glass doors and just went along the ceiling and out my bedroom door, down the hall into the room my mother had been in before she went to the hospital and disappeared out her wall. And I thought, oh my gosh, what was that? Now, if I had known at the time, I would have realized it was deceased family members, spirit guides, guardian angels coming to get her because she died within 3 hours. So, do you know the end is near? I believe you do. Do you die alone? No, you do not die alone. And is it horrible when you do die? No, I believe it is a real relief. So, I'm going to now go to one of the questions sent to me on my phone. It's interesting because this one says, "I'm dreaming lately that I'm going to die. Not dying tomorrow, but very soon. Am I being warned?" Maybe, but not necessarily. What is it you're doing right now? What job are you in? What relationship are you in? Where do you live? That could be what's dying. An aspect of you is dying. There's going to be a big change. Let's look at what happens when you die, when you do die. And I'm not saying you're dying. I'm saying let's look at what happens when you do die. You transition. It's a major transition, not a small one. It's major. It's a whole different life. Let's look at your dream that you're having that's telling you recurrent that you're dying. What you're doing right now is going to be a tremendous change. It may be warning you of that change. Are you going to die? Here, let me tell you a little secret if you don't realize it. We're all going to die, honey. Not one of us listening to this show or talking on this show, including me, or recording this show, the producers, I don't care who you are, you're going to die. So could this be a precognition? Well, yeah, because whether you're a week older from now, a month older from now, 25 years older from now, 50 years older from now, when you're 110, are you going to die? Yeah. Yeah, you're going to die. I hate to tell you, if you thought you were going to live forever, I know this may be a shock, but the truth of the matter is, yes, you're going to die. But I don't think that's what this dream is about, because you already know you're going to die. You've done it before and you're going to do it again. I think this dream is telling you about something that's very important to you now, that's a very important part of your life, and that there's going to be a major shift, that you are going to be living a new life very soon. Okay? So let me see, what is the next one? I'm going to go over this way. Okay, this one says, "I had a dream that my husband was trying to kill a snake in our room using horns. But in the dream, he wasn't using the right things that would actually kill this snake. And so in the end of the dream, after he's running all around the room with the horn in his hand, trying to kill the snake ended up getting away. What do you think this dream means? Okay, so to me, again, and I think I addressed this a little bit earlier, the signs and symbols in your dreams are the way you are speaking to yourself, because our dreams speak to us with signs and symbols. So let's take, first of all, snake. What does snake mean to you? It means wisdom to me, but in this dream, because of the other things that are in the dream, I don't think it's just wisdom. Okay, so we've got a snake that could be wisdom, could be the Kundalini. But usually when it's a snake dream with the Kundalini, and listen to the play on words, the Kundalini rises up. And it's usually facing you in the dream, like a cobra. So it looks like this snake is running like hell for its life. I'm not really sure it's wisdom, but it could be. It could be wisdom that's getting away. I think it could be a male sexual symbol, because a snake is often used as a sexual symbol. And it's often, almost always used as a male sexual symbol. So we have a male sexual symbol that could be a wise male sexual symbol, running away from a man, your husband, which could be your inner self, your inner male, your inner other half. See how that kind of works together? Chasing after this male sexuality wisdom with a horn. A horn is also a sign or symbol for male sexuality. So you have three things in this dream, which makes it a shamanic dream. 3 is a shamanic number for a dream. Id, ego, super ego, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, child, parents, grandparents. 3 is an important number. And all 3 things in your dream are male sexuality. So I'm thinking even the male in your dream is you, your male side, because we're more than just women. If we are id, ego, super ego, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. We are husband, wife, and child. We are all of those things. And so if this were my dream, I would ask myself, why am I, as a male, chasing after male sexuality to harm it with a male horn? Why is male so important to me in this dream? Is there too much male sexuality going on around me, or is there not enough? What's going on in my waking world that is showing up in my dreaming world? Because remember, our waking world, our dreaming world is a microcosm of our waking world. So it's a very interesting dream, full of signs and symbols, and they're all male. And you, the female, are having this dream. This is about your male side, possibly integrating with it. Why are you trying to kill it? So it's time to take our first break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Berg. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Are miracles real? Can you move from mayhem to miracles? 30 prominent authors say yes as they share their high fives and down lows of challenges, abuse, addiction, and love. Experience hope, the magic elixir of miracles, through the personal stories of New York Times bestselling authors James Redfield, Dr. Bernie Siegel, Sister Jenna, Reverend Temple Hayes, and many more. If you like bestsellers, chaos to clarity, and crappy to happy, you'll love crying and laughing through Mayhem to Miracles. Sacred stories of transformational hope. Available now on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide.
Did you know that every word you speak matters? What you say and how you say it can make or break a relationship or shift the outcome of any situation. Are your conversations making a difference? Faith in God, gratitude, authenticity, and giving are Teresa Velarde's heart. It's in this spirit that she's focused on making a difference in the lives she's blessed to touch. Conversations That Make a Difference is now on syndicated Dreamvision 7 Radio Network every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
In a world facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust to learn her astonishing secret. Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvision 7 Radio Network. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, and we've been talking about answering all your questions, and they're amazing questions. Your dreams are phenomenal. We just finished an extremely male dream that was had by a female. I love that. It's getting in balance. So in this dream, I'm going to take it from my phone instead of my emails, and I think it may be the one that actually was ringing earlier in this show. It says, until I listened to your show, it wasn't until I listened to your show that I ever considered my dreams being a good thing, something that can help me every day, my everyday waking world. Amazing. Thanks. Oh, thank you for sending that. I really, really appreciate it. It's not even a question. Oh, that just makes my heart feel so good. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm so glad that working together, we can come up with some amazing interpretations of your dreams. And it's really important for me to tell you that I can't really interpret your dreams. Really and truly only you can. All I can do is point out the signs and symbols in your dreams and tell you what they might mean. And then once I'm done, you take all that information that I offered you from my dream wisdom, and you make the decision of what that dream makes for you, because you're the one that has to use it in your waking world, not me. And by listening to your dreams, we are all learning from it. You and your dreams are teaching all of us. So I want to thank you again for daring to share with me, because it's not easy to share some of these dreams. Some of them are scary, some of them are very personal, but I'll never divulge your name and unless you want me to. And if you want me to, I will only use your first name, and that way you'll know it's your dream. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the emails here on my computer. Okay, so let me go down to the next one. And some of these I've never seen before. So, okay, so I thought this was a really interesting question. It's not a dream, but it's a dream question. And the question is, what does a person actually die of when they die in their sleep? Well, if they've been sick for a very long time, they just got a big kiss on the forehead from God. They went quietly in their sleep, and they continue to dream the dreams that they're dreaming that become their new reality in their new world on the other side. Now, some other people that maybe they didn't know they were sick, maybe they had a heart problem or some other physical problem, when they're in their sleep, I do know that statistically, many people who die in their sleep die in their early morning dreams. And if you think about that, and I wrote about this in my books as well, midnight is called the midnight hour, and it's the time when it's also known as the witching hour. So if you believe in, I don't know, witches and stuff like that, they become active at midnight, like for Halloween and stuff like that. From midnight to 3 is called, from midnight to 1 is the witching hour. From 1 to 3 is the hour of souls. And it's during the hour of souls that many people die while they're asleep. Most people sleep from 1 to 3 at night. And when they die in their sleep, they're dying during the hour of souls. My mother died during the hour of souls. And during that time while they're asleep, their loved ones that come in to get them, during the hour of souls, the veil between the living and the dead becomes very thin. And they're given permission to come from the other side into the waking world while you're sleeping and take you home. So it's a wonderful way to go. There's no suffering. There's no pain. You simply walk through the doorway, the sacred dream doorway, to the divine with your family. And that's what in order to die, something in your body has to give out. And quite often it's the heart. They might get excited when they suddenly see all their family and they've got a heart condition, and it causes their heart to stop. Or it could be any number of reasons why they die, the physical death, when they have their spiritual death and they move out of their body and into the spiritual realm with their loved ones. So here's another one. And someone wants to know, how do I sign up for your next class? How do I forgive the typo? Because how is spelled G-O-W. I've never seen these before, so I'm just reading them to you. Most people wouldn't do this on a live show, but hey, we're friends. Anything goes. How do I sign up for your next class? The next classes I'm going to do with dreams are with my masks, Dreams Unmasked. on the cruise ship and going to Alaska the last week in August of 2025. And that's on Holland America. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be so much fun. I can't even describe it. And you're going to learn about dreams, and you're going to learn how to turn all of your incredible stories, and every single one of you has one, into a form of writing if you want to do writing, into poetry, or do anything you want with it, or just work with your dreams. So that is on my website again, KathleenO'KeefeCanvas.com, or just Google Kat, the Queen of Dreams. It's only like $350 to sign up to get your room. And the reason I'm doing it more than a year in advance, if you want to sign up for my classes, and the Writer's Cruise, the Dreamy Writer's Cruise, is included in the price. You don't pay any extra for it. And the price is already phenomenal for this. The reason I do it more than a year in advance is because that last week in August in Alaska is a prized week. It's still warm. It's not 24-hour sunlight anymore. And it's the first week of the Aurora Borealis. So you are going to have fun during the day and an incredible show at night. So again, if you want to sign up for my next class, it's going to be the Holland America Dreamy Writers Cruise. And it's going to be fun. Just go there. All right. So the next question is over here that came in. We've got, do we have, yeah, 29. I've got to do this in like 4 minutes. When a soul crosses over, can they no longer help us? That's the question. Yes, they can, but there are a few things that need to be done. And if you look at, if you go back and you find my Kat Answers All Your Questions #1, you'll hear about the story of Linda, whose father comes back. And what I didn't add to that story, and what I'm going to add here, is Linda's father was given permission to come back to help her. Okay. A quick scenario of that story in episode 1 of Kat Answers Your Question is Linda's father kept showing up in her dreams, knocking on the door of her dream. And her husband would get up off the couch, her other half. You know, when I said we're balanced, we had male and female in us. Her better half got up and would answer the door when she was screaming, no, don't answer the door, because it was a recurrent dream and she wasn't going to dream. She didn't want to go to sleep anymore. And it was affecting her health, was making her sick. Her husband was threatening to divorce her because, hey, she was really cranky without any sleep and she'd lost her job. So this dream was destroying her life. And when her husband would open the door and her father was standing there, she would scream and wake herself up. And it was because her father had treated her so badly when she was a child, when she was growing up, that she hated the man. She absolutely hated him and was glad, she said, when he died. She was happy when he was dead. He was gone. He'd leave her alone. And now he's showing up again. So she wanted to know, why is he showing up? Who's giving him permission to come back? And why is he coming back? And how can she make him stop knocking on her door and leave her alone? So I told her, if you want him to stop knocking on your door and leave you alone, you've got to answer the door and ask him what it is he needs to say. And what he said was, Linda, I love you. Now, why? Why would he do that if he was a miserable, awful man who treated her so badly all her life? So badly, it made her hate him. And she was glad when he died and didn't want her showing up. Didn't want him showing up in her dreams anymore. Because when we pass over, As ornery, nasty, and awful as we are when we were alive, cranky, ugly, terrible person that our kids hate, when we get to the other side, we have our spirit guides and guardian angels to deal with. And they're going to go, nah, you didn't do that right. And look at the mess you left. Until you can get your stuff together over here with us, you're not going any further. You didn't learn the lessons you needed to learn, and you messed all these other people up. And before you can progress and basically get out of this kind of like purgatory, you need to go back and apologize to these people because you have messed them up. That happens a lot. You'd be amazed at how often that happens. So before this person can come back, and in Linda's case, before her father can come back, he must get permission from his spirit guides, guardian angels, and the higher power, because they're not going to let him come back and mess with her. She's actually kind of messing with herself in this dream because she's scared to death of him. She doesn't want to talk to him, and she's afraid he's going to dump more crap on her. I don't blame her. I'd be afraid of the same thing. So the answer to your question is, when they've reached a point where they can actually be of service to the people in the waking world, in their dream world, they will be given permission to come back and help us. My mother helped me just before I was diagnosed with cancer. I didn't know I had it yet. No idea. I hadn't even had the first dream yet. Yet she came in deceased into my dream, took my hands and said, "You are going to be just fine." She could not have done that without permission. Oh my goodness, it's time for our second break. The time just goes so fast. It's amazing. So don't go away. You're listening to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. And I'm your host, Kat Kanavos. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about 3 survival keys that I want to leave you with tonight. That's going to kind of pull all of the dreams and all 3 parts of part 1, part 2, and part 3 together. Okay. And I'm going to also talk about, I talked about the rule of permission, but I'm going to tap on that a little bit more before we sign off of the show. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to Happy, Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So, grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide. Darkest hours to brightest moments. Transformation from despair to happiness. And chaos to clarity. real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available on sacredstoriespublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvision 7 Radio Network. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, and we are going into our third and final part of this show tonight. Kat answers all your questions. And I just have to share something with you because it was so funny. During the break, the producer came on and said, I want you to let the audience know that I'm never going to die, from a previous question in the show tonight, because he says he's immortal. So he may be one of those gods up there at the mountaintop on Mount Olympus, just so you know. So anyhow, just before we went to the break, we were talking about rule of permission, and rule of permission is so important. And I want you to focus on this. Nobody can really, if you feel like somebody is bothering you from, that is a deceased person, all you have to do is call on your spirit guide and your guardian angels and say, this person is bothering me and I do not give them permission to do so. Your spirit guides and guardian angels will take care of it. Your spirit guides and your guardian angels are not allowed to interfere in your life either. People will often say to me, that car accident was horrible that happened to me. That was horrible. Why didn't my spirit guides and guardian angels save me? Why didn't they keep me safe? Did you ask them? Did you ask them in a prayer in the morning? Please keep me safe all day long. Let me know if I'm in danger. Help me learn from whatever tragedies I face today. If I fall down the stairs, what did I learn? Don't wear high heels you can't walk in, or check the stairs, make sure they're not wet. What was the lesson I learned? And please don't let me get hurt badly. Rule of permission. It's one of the few rules that is not only important in our waking world here on the life plane, but is important in the afterlife plane and in our dream life plane. Rule of permission is one of the most important rules you can learn. I write about a whole chapter about it in Surviving Cancerland, because you are in charge of you. And without permission, no one may mess with you. You may say, oh, well, there's somebody at work that keeps doing this or that to me. Not without your permission. What is the physical body permission you're giving them? What is the mental body position you're giving them? What's going on that you are giving them permission? And if you're sure you're not, simply look at them and say, I don't give you permission to speak to me like that, or I don't give you permission to do that. If you do that, you're doing it on your own and you will incur the wrath of whatever. But I'm not giving you that permission. And you don't do that. You don't touch me. You don't speak to me like that without my permission. Rule of permission is profound. Okay? So let's go to, what does it say? Dreaming last, oh, here's one. It's from somebody named K. Just the letter K, like cat. Dreaming last night, and it seemed that I was being overwhelmed by various issues. The voice of God told me that I should just concentrate on one issue at a time. And when I found myself again thinking of multiple issues, the voice once again said, just one at a time, with music from One Day at a Time, Sweet Lord, playing. Oh, I can't make these up. They're just like too good. So the voice of God, spirit guide, guardian angel, or maybe it was God. And maybe this was a recurrent dream where they are just being overwhelmed. Look at the play of words, overwhelmed by various issues, playing all your problems over and over in your mind. When you can break all of those problems, that big bag of issues, down to one thing at a time, it's not overwhelming. You can put those pieces back together, one piece at a time. But if you try to scrape them all up and try to put them together, they just don't fit. That's logic. So I believe, Kay, that you've got great guidance in your dreams. That voice may have been your inner self, a deceased loved one, voice of God. It's whatever you want it to be. If it's the voice of God to you, then it's the voice of God telling you, hey, you're trying to juggle too much. Take one thing at a time. And to really hit this ball home, I'm going to play some music for you to calm you down, but make my point. And so I'm going to play music from One Day at a Time, Sweet Lord. Love it. So there's your answer. Believe your dream. It's all right there for you. So now I'd like to, well, we've got a few minutes left of this session number 3 of Kat Answers Your Questions. I am just going to go in to my book, and I'm going to look for, we're going to talk about survival keys, because I've heard so many people saying being alive right now is very, very difficult. And there's a reason for that. Life isn't as simple as it used to be for a number of reasons. There's more of us. So we're interacting with more people. And because of social media, we're interacting with people we've never even met. I'm interacting with you. I've got emails from you, and I've got text messages from you, but I've never really met you. You get the advantage of seeing me. I have to imagine what you look like, and yet we're connected. We are on social media a lot. Social media is changing the world. I know that there was just a program that talked about, there was an ancient tribe down in South America that just picked up satellite, and they're able to access social media for the first time in the deep jungle. And the parents who've never had TV, never had any of that, is suddenly seeing people coming into their little tribe with cell phones and computers and connecting with social media, and having their children given phones, smartphones, so that they can stay in touch through social media. And it's changing their tribe. So instead of just dealing with the people in their tribe, they're now dealing with the world. And that makes it very difficult. So I'm going to give you some survival keys, because I think we're all in this boat together. So the first survival key is, no matter what's going on in your life, self-advocate. Be your own best friend. Follow your own advice. You have spirit guides and guardian angels. We've talked about it throughout this show and the other 2 shows. You're their job, and they take that job very seriously. You were born with those spirit guides and guardian angels. Before you were born, you knew them. You were friends. You worked together over there. And when you decided to come back down onto the earth plane, they said, we're going to be with you every step of the way. Rule of permission. Just ask us. Just invite us. So self-advocate and know you've got those spirit guides and guardian angels behind you. Never be afraid to self-advocate for your true beliefs, your life, or anything else. Self-advocate. Don't wait for someone else to do it for you. And you'll feel much better about yourself. You'll feel like you can handle anything. Do it kindly, do it politely, but be strong. Another one, this is kind of an important one. Challenge the status quo. Yes, especially in this day and age. Dare to challenge the status quo. If the status quo were never, ever challenged, we would still believe that the world was flat. That's right. We would still believe that the world was flat. And if we dared to challenge that it was round, we would be burned at the stake or made to drink poison. But if enough of us self-advocate and when we challenge the status quo, we can change the world for the better. Rather than being victims and believing what the status quo wants us to believe, when we know it's not right, we can see it's not right. Those ships were going down on the horizon. They didn't go, boonk, oh, fell off the edge. No, they were going down, and it wasn't because they were walking down steps. As the world is round, the horizon is round, and the boats go around. The sailboat masts were going down. It didn't fall off. The third one, stand in your power and speak your truth. Goes with the first one of self-advocating. Don't be afraid to stand in your power. You can do it politely. You don't have to hit someone. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to scream. You don't have to yell. You just have to be strong. Repeat yourself many times if necessary. Stand in that power and speak your truth over and over and over again. I had to do that. I had to do that in order to get the doctors to, there we go with my phone again. People are sending me more dreams. I needed to shut that off. But anyhow, if you, if you stand in your power and speak your truth, you can change situations. I had to do that when the doctors kept telling me I was healthy to go home. I had a healthy mammogram. I had healthy blood tests. They couldn't feel any lumps in my breasts. And I was the image of health. Go home. Don't bother them anymore. Don't show up a fourth time in their office and say, I know something's wrong, because the status quo was saying, no, there's not. There's nothing wrong with you. Go away. You're starting to annoy us. When my dreams were saying, you have breast cancer, my spirit guides and guardian angels were taking me into the room between realms, taking my hand, putting it on my breast and saying, do you feel that? And when I would say yes, they'd say, you go back to your doctor tomorrow without an appointment, and you tell them you want a second set of tests, and don't take no for an answer. And by the way, here's a little feather. It's an angel feather. Use it as a sword to cut through their arguments. You don't leave without that appointment. If I had not been willing to stand in my power, speak my truth, challenge that status quo, I wouldn't be speaking to you today. I would be dead. I would be dead. So, thank you again for sending in all of your dreams. They're wonderful. And if I get a lot more, I'm going to do this again, because nothing is more important to me than making sure I answer all your questions. So until next time, remember, everybody dreams, but some dreams save lives. Good night.
Thank you for joining us this evening, and a big thanks to our producer. Tune in next time to Dreaming Healing for more cutting-edge research, live dream interpretations, and stories with radio host and award-winning author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Listen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time with call-in live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Live your dreams. Find more about Kat at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. That's Kathleen with a K. OKEEFEKANAVOS, or The Queen of Dreams on Google search.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.